Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Dill and welcome to my channel. So today I'm actually very excited because I'm doing my very first houseplant tour. But before I get started with the tour, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I live here along with my partner and two dogs in sunny Los Angeles, California. Although it hasn't really been that sunny in the past few months, it's actually been very rainy and wet and cold. Um, but you know, I guess that's just how it is. Anyway, I've been gardening for about 3 years now and collecting indoors for about 3 years now. And I wanted to start these video because when I was first starting to get into gardening, I used to watch a ton of the videos like this one, and it really inspired me and really helped me hone in my gardening skills, I guess you can say. So hopefully my videos would also do the same for somebody who's also starting, who's also wanting to start their, or wanting to hone in their own gardening skills. So anyway, without further ado, let's start with the tour. All right, you guys, so here we are at the entryway, and as soon as you enter the house, you're greeted by this cute little pothos. And let me go ahead and show you guys the space so you guys can have a better idea of how I decorate with my plants. That's Coco licking herself. Sorry about that. So our house does face east, so we get a lot of the morning sun coming from the bay window there, which is great because it's my favorite time of the day. So I usually just drink my coffee in the morning and enjoy the sunrise. So that is the space. Here in the corner we have the Dracaena marginata. This plant is the oldest and the tallest plant that we have indoors. It actually used to have 3 stems there. You see where I made that cut over there. Coda, when he was just a pup and teething, got to it, so ended up dying, which is why you see wires around the other 2. I was trying to protect them. I could probably take those out now. Coda's 3 years old now and it's not teething, so just haven't gotten around to it. All right, so next to that is a Sansevieria, also known as a snake plant. Here in the coffee table, look at Coda, look how cute she is. And that's Coda, little furball. Here we have a blue star fern, and I just love the texture on this fern and the coloring. Let me see, hopefully it's focusing. Next to that is a creeping fig, variegated form. Next to those, I just have these standard orchids that you can find at big retailer stores. I know most people usually throw these out once the blooms are gone, but I just can't. I don't have the heart to throw these away, so I'm hoping they rebloom. Not sure. I'm not really. I don't really grow orchids, but I do see that it is pushing out new growth. So hopefully they will rebloom for me. All right, so next to the bay window, in this basket, we have a group planting that I recently just did. Here we have an Aglaonema Siam Red. The tall one is an Aglaonema Eteros. Look how beautiful that leaf is, just blush pink. A Philodendron Brazil. And I just love the leaves on these. It looks like watercolor. And we also have, oh sorry, Coda's got my cord. Look at him, look how much of a furball he is. He actually matches the basket. All right, so we have an alocasia. I believe this alocasia is called an Amazonica. And I might be butchering a lot of these names, sorry. Some of them are really hard to pronounce. But yeah, I mean, look at that combination. I just think it's just striking. On top of our TV stand is two Calatheas. This long one is a Calathea. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the last the last name of this. It's just work is, yeah, something work something zi. But yeah, the texture on this is amazing. If you've ever felt this sleeve, it feels like velvet. And look at the underside of this. Isn't that gorgeous? And the marking, it's just a beautiful plant. Next to that is a Calathea orbifolia. I know this looks really bad, but believe it or not, it actually looks a lot better. It actually looks better now than when I first received it in the mail. I don't usually purchase things online, especially with plants, but I've been trying to look for this plant everywhere in all the nurseries around me, and nobody has it. So when I saw that somebody from Etsy was actually selling it, I decided to take a chance. But unfortunately, in the shipping, they shipped this plant in a box 3 times its size, and they didn't secure the pot to the box. So you could imagine, I mean, it was just flopping around and bouncing around inside the box. So yeah, so when I got this is actually how it came. I did call the seller, and they did offer a full refund, but you know, the plant isn't dead, so I didn't think it would be fair to ask for a full refund. But I did ask that they pay for the shipping and for half the cost of the plant. So hopefully it grows new leaves so that I can cut these just damaged leaves off. But yeah, that's my Calathea orbifolia. Hang in there. All right, so by the fire pit is another snake plant. And I love the way this one's growing. Actually, almost grows like an aloe. It's just a really pretty plant. Next to our couch are actually 3 new members of our houseplant family. On the bigger pot, we have a spider plant. Next to that is a marble queen pothos. And I just love the way these two, you know, just, I mean, the way they look together. I mean, I think the combination is just stunning. And the spider plant's actually putting out new pups here that I do plan on propagating and putting some of them in the garden, probably under the pergola somewhere. But yeah, look how cool that is. Buy 1 plant, get 50 free. In the smaller pot, we have a Hoya carnosa tricolor. Again, the variegation on these are just stunning, and the pink stems are so pretty. And look at that. But I just love the way this whole combination looks with the pot and the plants. I just think they complement each other. So on top of the dining table is a centerpiece that I did. Inside, you'll find a couple of ferns on either side. This one is a Calathea compact star, a Fittonia albivenis, also known as a nerve plant. On the other side is a Calathea lancifolia. Look at that leaf. It looks like somebody painted that on there. And the centerpiece of the centerpiece is an anthurium. I forget what kind of anthurium this one is, but it does grow these small ribbon-like flowers that are pink. If I find a photo, I'll make sure to include that on this video. All right, so next to that, it's just a monstera cutting that I took from a bigger monstera plant that we have growing in the garden. Just behind the dining table, we have a Hoya carnosa. Check these out. These are some of the fairy sculptures that I've done. Fairy Gaga. Here we have another Sansevieria snake plant that looks like it might need some watering. It looks a little dehydrated. We have a rabbit's foot fern. Look how gnarly that looks. So the leaves actually come out of this rhizomes, and the rhizomes itself kind of crawl out. It's crawling out of the pot, which is just so cool looking. Definitely one of my favorite ferns. Hanging on top here, we have a silver philodendron, which is doing really well. He's actually almost touching the floor. So on this table we have a philodendron lemon lime. It's just stunning color. A begonia, I believe this is an autumn ember, not quite sure. Sorry, that's my dogs running. If you know what this is, please comment below. Here we have a couple of polka dot plants and a Haworthia. So this table, it's a fun table. It's very colorful. Look how fun that is. So just off the kitchen, it's a room we call the red room, because obviously the red walls. So this is my vivarium. So this vivarium actually used to be a full planted tank with CO2 and fish, and it was great. I mean, it was beautiful, and I kept it that way for a few years. But you know, last year I decided that I just could not dedicate two to 3 hours of my week every week doing the fertilizing and the water changes. So I decided to convert it into a vivarium. And honestly, I much prefer this. It's very low maintenance once you get it all set up. And I do plan on doing a video on how I set this up, so hopefully you guys subscribe. But yeah, it's very cool. Actually, I also have little miniature orchids in here. I don't know if you could see. That one's actually in bloom. Might be too bright. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna focus. Next to that is Amarantha green. Very easy plant to take care of. So now we are going into my favorite room of the house. So this is my art room. Sorry for the mess. We're actually reorganizing the garage, so a lot of the stuff that was in the garage are now here. Also have a couple of statues here. So here we have a pothos neon. Next to that is a black pagoda. Look at the markings on that. Actually, it kind of looks like a snake plant. By the window, we have the pilea. Shooting out new babies, a ton of babies actually. Then up here, hopefully you can see that, it's kind of glary. It's a philodendron, heart-shaped. I believe it's a philodendron cordatum. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Next to that, it's a spider plant. Pothos. Philodendron silver. And a Dracaena. All right, so here in the kitchen, we have these three Enjoy and Jade pothos, also known as a glacier pothos. As you can see, I love variegation in plants, so if there's variegation in plants, I probably would want it. All right, on top of that is another marantha. This one's the red version. This actually used to be in my office and wasn't doing well, so I took it home, and hopefully I can revive it, because yeah, it's looking a bit sad at the moment. Here is another Enjoy and Jade pothos, and next to that is a wax ivy. And out of all the plants I have indoors, this is probably the most, the hardest one to take care of. I mean, it is alive and it's doing okay, but I don't know, guys. It's not doing the best it can be, I guess. So if you guys have any suggestions on how I can take care of this better, please comment below. All right, so here in the bedroom, we have this Spathiphyllum domino, also known as a variegated peace lily. Look at that nice variegation on that leaf. Down here, we have the Philodendron Congo. And as you can see, I still have not potted it in that pot. And I tend to do that to all my plants. I like to keep them in the pot they're in, place them in a spot where I intend to place them and see how they do first before potting them up. This one seems to do well. It's actually starting to put out new growth here. So maybe in a couple of weeks, I will pot it up. All right, so on this corner, we have a Calathea medallion, also doing very well. Then we have the Silver Queen Chinese evergreen. Now this plant is amazing. If you got low light conditions, this plant will definitely do well there. All right, so on this corner we have this ZZ plant. When I got this guy, he actually only used to be this tall, so he's grown quite a bit since I've gotten him, about, I want to say 6 months ago. Next to her or him is a Sansevieria moonshine. growing pretty tall. All right, guys, well, that's the tour. I hope you guys liked it. And again, I'm sorry if I butchered a lot of those names. They're very hard to pronounce. Yeah, hopefully you guys like that, and hit the like button and subscribe, because I do plan on doing a garden tour, and I do plan on doing videos on how-to videos and DIY videos. So yeah, I hope you guys subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.